every everyone. Hey, congratulations on your guys' new film, Hard
Thank
Miles.
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
It's such a delightful film, so inspirational. But we have to hear it from you. Is what initially drew you guys that you guys want to be a part of this project?
Anybody want to go first?
Who wants to go first?
What initially drew me to this project, for one, was the story. Like reading that story and then reading that it was based off of a true story, off of real Greg Townsend, and how many things he's done in his life. And I just felt like, all right, like this is something that I really want to do. It's something I want to be a part of, and especially with my character, Woolbright. It was something that like I immediately kind of like I actually saw myself in Woolbright, bits and pieces, and yeah, so that's why I was the story is what got me like full game.
Most excellent. I guess I'll call people Jackson. What about for you?
Yeah, same for me. I mean, the script caught me immediately. The writing is amazing, but I think um I mean, I feel like that's what it always is for actors is at the end of the day, it's about character, it's about story. And same as Jahking, Smink, my character really spoke to me in a lot of ways. And the script had this energy to it that, it's this coming of age story, and it kind of had like a Stand By Me-esque feeling to it of sort of like these four boys, out on the road and they're finding themselves. And there were just so many elements to it that spoke to me. I love cycling. I love the outdoors. And it just seems like it would be fun to make. And it was. But yeah, just Smink really jumped out to me. And then also just the idea of getting to film in multiple states and being on a bike really excited me. So yeah.
Gotcha. Damien, tell us about your story.
Yes, I mean, similar to Jackson and Jahking, the script just spoke for itself, and I felt the need to be a part of this project. It was something was calling my heart to this project, and I just wanted to be a part of it. And I felt like all these boys, their stories needed to be told, and these last years have been difficult, and I just feel like it was an inspiring story that had to be told for people to see and to feel something, to feel hope, to feel inspiration, to feel motivated about life, and to see that they can be more than their circumstances. And my specific character, I just felt like I had to tell his story and put my life experiences into him and mash them together and just bring it to life. And hopefully one or a few kids can feel something and it can change their life for the better. And it was just an inspiring story, and I just had to be a part of it. There was no, yes or no. It just had to be a yes. So
Well said.
That was
Zach.
a great answer, Damien. That was a great answer.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to round it off, I remember getting the email with the script, and similar to the boys, I remember reading the script and thinking, uh, we're all reading a lot of scripts right now, and this one for some reason was a bit different than everything else that was kind of coming across the table, whether it was the quality of writing or kind of just the story that was being presented. But I felt like all four characters had a very distinct way of kind of operating in their life, and mine was kind of, at least I made it that way, kind of the comic relief of the group. Everything is gets a little heavy at one point, and my character kind of remains the comedic standstill, which I thought was great, and that it was definitely needed. So yeah, I just remember reading about Rice, and I was like, yeah, I think that would work in the way I can and play him. So yeah.
Sounds great. Well,
I just want to pop in real quick. I'm just a fly on the wall, but it'd be remiss to not mention our casting director, Ron Pennywell, for finding these guys. I don't think the story would have
Oh
worked.
yeah, shout out Ron.
Ron is amazing.
He's our casting director, and he put this wonderful chemistry together.
wow. That is good. That is great to hear. So I'm gonna ask this in reverse order. Was what kind of preparations did you personally do for this project? Zach, go for it.
Oh man, I make the joke that I didn't learn how to ride a bike in real life until I was about 13, which is super late for a normal child to ride a bike. So the first, like, one of my first main roles in a movie, I had to be on a bike, which I thought was funny. We all got like one really long day of training on the bike per se, but I think we all learned and got more comfortable as filming went on the bike. We all took our spills on screen and off screen, but yeah, it was just kind of conditioning and being in that heat where we filmed and kind of figuring out how to give everything we've got on these bikes as actors and as the characters.
How about for you, Damien?
Um, for me, just diving in, studying, researching, learning about the real guys, the stories of the real kids. We didn't get to meet them, but we got to hear stories about them and see photos and take that and put our take onto it. And I had a friend that I met that kind of went through similar situations and told me his life story, and it kind of resonated with me, and I was able to put what I heard from this friend and put it into this character. And yeah, just deep research and preparation and studying and yeah, the training for cycling, which was intense, but it was a big part of it. And just connecting with the guys, with these guys, and just making it real as possible, and we brought it to life.
Jackson?
For me, I started with what the film is sort of kind of what the screenplay got started. It was based off this bicycling.com article, and it sort of follows these because Greg Townsend has done this trip a bunch of times with these boys, and this publicist or interviewer goes along with them and sits down with the kids, and they're not named, but there are these sort of incredible interviews and insights from her time with them on the road. And so just starting there and sort of getting it into my head that, these are real people, these are events that actually happened. And although our characters are not real people specifically, they're sort of an amalgamation of multiple people. It's just sort of trying to bring the truth and honesty to that. And so again, like speaking with Greg, looking through old photo albums, he is very open to sharing stories. And so that's sort of the heart of it, is speaking to him and just learning about what these boys are like, what they've gone through. For me personally, I just kept a journal on set with me, and would try to write as Smink or, use my imagination. But honestly, a lot of it um, came from just being around these other boys, and really being out there made it easy. But yeah.
Jahking?
But I mean, in building the character, it was basically what I did was kept reading the script over and over, and trying to like understand and like really digest where Woolbright is coming from, like where he's at in his life. And I kind of based my character off people that I knew, and people that I know, people that died, people that are in jail. Um, you know, they were friends of mine. They still are. It's not that I don't keep in contact with them, but just in my memory of my teenage years, of like the people who I knew and like who to base Woolbright off of, and like understanding their pain, understanding where they're coming from. Like this guy Woolbright, he's in this environment where he feels like he's in a box, where he can't expand, where he can't see life. And pulling from my personal experiences, like growing up in Long Beach, I had to like leave Long Beach to understand that there's more to the world. So I related to Woolbright so much that I pulled that personal experience into my life, and I mean into my performance. And that's how I just basically pull. And also what Jackson has said, like being around each other is what basically like really like got me really going, like, okay, this is it now. This is I am Woolbright. So let me portray him and let me bring him to life. And yeah, and then also from seeing pictures with Greg, with the real boys who he did everything with, and asking questions, and doing like little research on my own, and trying to pull bits and pieces of how this dude stands or how this guy looks, and just building that character. And then obviously the bikes was like that was a challenge in itself. Learning that was that was hard, but we got through it.
Well, let me wrap it up with one last question. And any of you guys could actually jump in into this. Is how difficult is it to ride a bike and act at the same time? Is it like walking and chewing gum?
It's full method. Now, hey, it's not necessarily that hard once you know it. Once you know what you're doing, once you know how to clip in and clip out. I mean, we had our fair share. Everybody had their fair share of like falling down and like hurting themselves, but you just get right back up and then just keep moving forward. And yeah, like once you're in it, it just becomes obviously. I mean, actually, like just walking and chewing gum. Really.
Yeah, I think it worked in our favor because, at the start, the characters aren't even supposed to be good. They're supposed to suck.
Uh-huh.
And we somewhat shot the film chronologically. So you kind of see us progress as the movie goes. And that just happened naturally. Of like, the first week of filming, we were still around the school. And then by the end, we were at the Grand Canyon. And so we just, on our own, just being around the bikes, did just get better and better. But yeah, I think it just kind of worked out well that way. But it's one of those things when you're on the bike and they yell action, you sort of black out. Like you're not really thinking about
Exactly.
it. It kind of helps in a way. It kind of gets you out of your head and gets you out of your way, and you're not thinking about anything else but yeah, just sort of being in the moment and being on those bikes and your legs hurting and all that.
All right. Well, hey, gentlemen, thank you very much for speaking to us about Hard Miles. I could tell you guys had a good chemistry with each other and had good times making this film. And hopefully you guys weren't too tired and go back and go cycling again down the road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Greg.
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.